Hi everybody, don't mind me. I've got a bit of a cold, so my voice is a little raspy. But I wanted to get on here and try to do a video, as I promised, about NMO, which stands for Neuromyelitis Optica. This is a disease that's very near and dear to my heart, as I was diagnosed quite a few years ago and have been battling alongside many friends warriors with this disease. And so I'd like to take some time to explain to you exactly what neuromyelitis optica is. Now, the first thing that people think when it comes to neuromyelitis optica is that, oh, he, she, they have MS. Sounds exactly the same. Let's just lump them together. That is not the truth. They are two entirely, completely different diseases. The Guthrie-Jackson Charitable Foundation actually put together these really amazing flyers. Here they are. It says NMO MS, and it goes a little in depth about what NMO is compared to MS. Now, they do share quite a few things in common, such as the loss of myelin due to attacks or flares that are caused by the immune system. So, to get started, we have to talk about how NMO works. NMO primarily affects the optic nerves, the spinal cord, and the brainstem. There is also occasionally brain involvement as well. However, we see more in the optic nerve, spine, and the brainstem. Each area affects a different part of the body, and so you can have a wide range of medical issues that range from paralysis to hiccuping constantly, not being able to see, maybe having problems with your color vision, or some of the scarier things are you can stop breathing, your heart might not function. Those are caused by attacks of the brainstem, which is a part of the central nervous system that controls the autonomic functions of your body, which is the breathing and also heart rate, pulse. All of those things are controlled by that area. So if you have a lesion, that's what happens. You will lose your ability to swallow or talk, breathe, and it's scary stuff. Now I'm talking about losing myelin and attacks. Let's talk about that for a minute. The best way that I describe what an attack is like, especially when I'm working with my teens in my support group, is think about a wire that you're going to plug into the wall. They have a plastic coating on the outside. Our nerves are exactly like that. So our nerves are protected by this cushiony material called myelin on the outside. But when we have an attack, our body is fighting against itself because it is an autoimmune condition. So instead of attacking sick cells, it's attacking healthy cells. So it attacks the nervous system. Therefore, you see a lot of myelin loss during that stage where the nerves are literally left raw. For example, one of my last flares, we had issues with my legs, especially sensory issues. I couldn't feel very well, and yet I still had tremendous pain. And that pain was caused by the loss of myelin on the part of the spinal cord that was affected by my transverse myelitis flare. That's what we call flares in NMO. They're usually lumped between two things, transverse myelitis or optic neuritis. So those are the two most common. So that gives you a basic rundown of what it's like and what NMO is. It's very simple. It's easy to understand. I always try to explain to people when I meet them for the first time, or a new doctor that might not know about NMO. I explain about, the first thing I do is say I have neuromyelitis optica. However, it is very similar to another disease that you're familiar with called multiple sclerosis. It attacks almost the same way, except it is in different areas of the body, and it is more extensive in neuromyelitis optica. So it's really hard to say how much of the patients are actually being diagnosed correctly. Now, with NMO, there is a blood test, the NMO IgG aquaporin 4. It's just a simple blood test. You go in, you have your labs drawn, and they send them away. Pretty simple. Get a yes or no answer. But a no does not mean you don't have NMO. It just means that maybe your treatment is working or something is working for you. I know for years I tested negative, but then one time during a active flare, the neurologist that I had seen in the hospital, I asked him, hey, can you run my NMO IgG panel for me? Because I'm really curious. And lo and behold, it came back positive. I was shocked, and yet I was excited because I finally had a name for the disease that was plaguing my life, and having that tool available for patients around the world means that hopefully more and more patients are being diagnosed early. And what that means is that hopefully we aren't losing as many. Now, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but NMO is fatal in most cases. Well, all cases. We don't have a cure. We have medications called preventatives that the goal of those is to hopefully prevent relapses. There is no guarantee. The way I think about it is that it's not that an attack won't happen. It's a matter of when it will happen. So that's pretty much my mindset. And every patient is different. We're not the same. We're not cut from the same cloth. We aren't molded together. Each case is different and varies from patient to patient. So researchers really have their work cut out for them when it comes to diagnosing NMO patients. Well, I hope this video was a little bit educational for you. And as always, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be glad to talk about neuromyelitis optica with you. I can tell you a little bit about my journey and what it was like for me to get this far. And hopefully by the next time I have a video, I'll have my voice back again. So thank you for stopping in and listening. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I'm sorry that I didn't get on earlier and do this, but it has been crazy hectic here. So thank you for listening, and please tell your friends about neuromyelitis optica. Even if you don't have it or know anyone that has it, the more people that we can spread the word to about this disease, the better, so that hopefully the right people can get the right treatments and lives can be saved. Because I'll tell you now, we have lost too many beautiful souls to this disease. And I, for one, am not happy about that. We need better medication and better treatment. And the only way we can do that is to get awareness out there and do everything we can as patients to help the doctors. Surely we can't be in there, playing with needles and specimens, but we can give our blood, we can give our data, and we can give them all the support we can by educating those around us. And I hope that this video helps you do that. So I challenge you to tell at least 3 people today after listening to this video about NMO. and what it is. Do some research. There's a fabulous page called the Guffey Jackson Charitable Foundation. There's also the Samara Flower Foundation for NMO research. And there is the Colin McDaniel Hope Foundation, all of which have fabulous resources that I would recommend. So at this point, I would just like to say thank you for coming, and I hope you learned something and weren't too annoyed with my raspy voice. Have a great night, y'all.